Are we there yet? No. But the Big D is here. Since it celebrated its 15th anniversary earlier this year, I am proud to continue my mischievous May with a review of the fun-filled movie Are We There Yet? This may have gotten some bad response, but I like this movie. Here's my review of it right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2005 American family comedy film Are We There Yet? It's more of a kids film too. Released by Columbia along with Revolution Studios, and produced by Cube Vision. Of course, that's the company from the rapper Ice Cube, who's in this movie. The film was directed by Brian Levin, who of course directed lots of sitcom episodes of sitcoms, and also the director of movies like Beethoven, The Flintstones, and let's see, let's see, Jingle All the Way, Snow Dogs, I do believe. Let me check. Yeah, I was correct. Sorry, had to have one last glance at my source before I go on with it. Anyway, the film's really a hysterical road trip flick. It's about this guy who's about to take responsibility of getting this woman's 2 kids on a road trip. But let me warn you, these kids are really big problems for him. So here we go. Now we start out by seeing these 2 kids, Lindsay and Kevin Kingston. Well, they sabotage the relationships of their divorced mother. Let's see, Suzanne. Yeah, to keep her single until their parents reconcile. Well, then we start out, but as we get into our opening credits, Nick Persons, that's Ice Cube, in one of his rare achievements of a non-R-rated movie. Well, he's a bachelor, and, well, he purchases a brand new 2004 Lincoln Navigator, and boasts with his beloved bobblehead doll of Satchel Paige, voiced by Tracy Morgan, who comes to life at its own will, though only Nick can hear him. Well, when he reaches his sports shop, which he runs with his colleague and best friend Marty, played by Jay Moore, he suddenly got his sights on the woman of his dreams, Suzanne Kingston. Well, on his way to talk to her, he suddenly stops and sees that she has 2 kids who turn out to be, you guessed it, Lindsay and Kevin. Well, apparently, Nick doesn't like children. And I love this part. Marty's like, what happened? And Nick's like, man, she's a breeder. 2 of them. Hate kids. Yeah, he can't even stand that. It's been some time since I last saw this movie, so bear with me. Anyway, later that night, Nick runs into Suzanne on his way home, asking for a jump start because her car is broken down. But he kind of turns it down, but soon after hearing the voice of Satchel, he comes and, well, with a little help, with an electric shock, of course, he agrees to take Suzanne home, and once there, agrees to transport her wherever she needs to go. But those kids are major nuisances, as you can imagine. Yeah. Anyway, on New Year's Eve, well, he brings her to the local airport to go to Vancouver for a business meeting. But her ex-husband calls to say he is sick and cannot bring the children to the airport, leaving her to put her trust in Nick. Well, on that particular day, he has to do it. He goes to Suzanne's and meets the kids for the second time and gives a pizza coupon for Lindsay and a corkscrew for Kevin. But he asks him if he wants to learn any Chinese and kicks him right in, yeah, in the testes. And then slaps him. Their babysitter warns him he will fail as the kids bicker, fighting over the front seat. Yep, and it happens. So they go to the airport to park, but apparently this is when the fun begins. Kevin accidentally damages Nick's car door, and boy, he yells and for having his car door damaged, make him cry, but bribes him with $10 to make sure he doesn't get in trouble by the police. But if that wasn't enough, once they're inside the airport, he learns that corkscrews are illegal to bring on planes. So he decides that unable to get to a trash can, he decides to pull a fast one and puts it in Nick's jacket pocket, which leads to Nick being tackled by the security. So they soon take the train instead. And the kids jump off to collect a toy. Of Kevin's as Nick boards, forcing him to jump off and land unsafely. When they lose their luggage, they reluctantly drive. So apparently, believing Nick is only their mother's friend, the kids are tame but still misbehave and show Nick no respect, tormenting him every single passing mile. So, let me see now. Apparently, they're trying to, well, they cause even more trouble, ruining the carpet in the car and what have you, and some parts of the vehicle, making Nick more tore up than you can imagine. And even so, and Kevin asks, "Are we there yet?" Nick's like, "No." But now he has to go, and they stop at a truck stop. They had trouble trying to get there into the men's room, having an issue, and soon they had to force themselves into the women's room. Oh boy, crazy. You'll know what I mean. It's like when you see this, if you haven't. So, the two learn from one of Nick's friends, which of course that's Mari, on his cell phone that he not only dislikes him, but also lied about not having feelings for their mother. They then show less restraint and cause more mayhem throughout the trip, hijacking Nick's car by having Kevin fake an asthma attack, injuring Nick in the testes again with a plastic axe. He moans and coughs while crying, Nick is. And this signals to truck driver Al Buck, who, if I'm not mistaken, played by MC Gainey, who later that same year would play Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane in the Dukes of Hazzard movie. And he also appeared in other movies before this, like The Mighty Ducks. But anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. Well, he believes that the kids have been kidnapped, causing Nick to accidentally drive his car into the woods and down a mountain, resulting in heavy damage to the car, much to his horror and dismay, and ultimately running away to visit their father. Nick pursues them on a horse, but ultimately falling off. And once they arrive, they discover that their father has not only moved on, but started a new family. Feeling betrayed and abandoned, they kind of soften up to Nick as he does them. So Nick tells them His father also abandoned him. Throughout the rest of the trip, the three find themselves in several more mishaps, but each setback only strengthens their relationship. At one point, Kevin has to get an inhaler refill from a pharmacist working as a clown at a chaotic children's New Year's Eve party. And during this, Lindsay reveals her singing talent, doing a karaoke version of Aretha Franklin's Respect. Oh boy. Now, I'm going to try to get to the last bit, going to the ending. So you got 5 seconds to stop this vid, go to the description box to fast forward to the time to avoid ending spoilers. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. So back on the road, they're doing just fine, but Kevin pukes on the car's windshield, and then they pull into a rest area to clean out the car. But while Kevin and Nick feed a deer some cookies, Lindsay accidentally scares it with a camera flash, causing the deer to fight Nick, which is absolutely funny, resulting in him losing the keys. Because of this, Nick tries to hotwire the car using his lighter, but accidentally sets the alarm off. After stopping, Nick slams the car's hood down, causing the lighter to tip over and set the inside of the car on fire, and the car then boom! Blows up to Kingdom Come. Nick is really PO'd now, blaming the kids by pretending it was their fault. But he comes out and apologizes immediately afterwards. Now, with the car now a heap of scrap metal, the trio tries to hitchhike a ride from Al, but he leaves Nick behind and drives off, still thinking Nick's the kidnapper. So he hitches a ride from the driver of a billboard truck. And to Al's surprise, the kids physically attack him in the van, leading to a chase that ends in Vancouver, where Nick fights Al along with several men dressed as snowmen. During the fight, Kevin has an asthma attack and collapses. Nick rushes to his aid and revives him. Suzanne, unfortunately, was there, and she witnesses the event, and she believes trusting Nick was a mistake. Yeah, terrible. After an encouragement from Satchel, Nick goes to Suzanne's hotel room to tell her and the kids farewell for good. So after Suzanne realizes how much Nick and the kids have grown to care for each other, Suzanne realizes that Nick is the one for her. And so they kiss on New Year's Eve during the fireworks at Lindsay's suggestion. Yep. And that's the end, my friends. Fun experience this was. So, what did I think of Are We There Yet? I gotta say it was an absolute fun-filled movie for the kids or the whole family. Would I recommend this movie? Yes. This is one flick you gotta see. This movie may have gotten dissed, but don't let it bar you. But CinemaScore did okay with it, however, which is good. Besides, I gotta give credit to CinemaScore, because they're better than what critics are. You know what I mean, folks? Anyway, the film made almost $100 million and went on to put out a sequel a couple of years later called Are We Done Yet? But I'm not going to be reviewing that just yet. It's probably going to be a while because I've only watched it like once or twice. And it's okay. Not as good as this one though. And also there would later go on to be a television series that premiered on TBS in 2010 with Terry Crews in the role of Nick and Essence Atkins, who takes on the role of Suzanne. Show ended up with only 3 seasons. However, Ice Cube did appear on the show as a recurring character, Terrence, Suzanne's brother. He's always like, "What's that?" And he just disappears instantly. Oh boy, it's crazy. But anyway, are we there yet? I think you'll really like it. Story's not too bad, but it does give y'all a little lesson in bonding and what have you with kids and what have you, even if they are mischief makers and what have you, okay? But anyway, that'll do it for my review of Are We There Yet? I do hope you liked this movie. Check it out if you haven't. Anyway, what did you think of Are We There Yet? Please tell me in the comments section below. Like this video if you liked it. And subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, Mischievous May will continue tomorrow with Rugrats in Paris, the movie. But later on tonight, I've got another road type of movie. The 20th anniversary of the buddy comedy Road Trip will be coming up. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, check out some of these other movie reviews I've done. Now, in the upper left-hand corner is my review of Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan, which I did last week. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. And the bottom left-hand corner is my recent review of the Rugrats movie. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.